your draft is fastly approaching and you're trying to figure out what is the best strategy. There's so many different strategies out there. This strategy, that strategy. Zach is actually bringing you his best strategy, the one that he's saying this is gonna do it for you guys. Okay, at least I hope that's gonna happen. But this is gonna do it for you guys. This is the draft strategy. Zach, take us through the strategy you're gonna be doing all year.
I mean, you're right. This is the strategy in one quarterback leagues. Ooh. I think I would be doing this in every one quarterback league. And, the wide receivers are hot this year. They are hot, but I don't
Super
care.
Hot fire.
I do not care. Let me tell you something. I don't care. Okay. Let's talk about it. The double hero RB strategy.
Here we go.
Will be the one that I will be using in all of my one quarterback leagues this year. Let me just explain kind of the thought process behind this. Main thought is going with your first 2 picks, okay, round 1, round 2, you go 2 workhorse running backs because it's really hard to find these workhorse running backs in the modern day NFL.
Right.
But you don't just go 2 workhorse running backs. You go 2 running backs that have real legit top 5 upside. You don't want to take guys that don't have PPR. They're not enticing in PPR. They don't catch a lot of passes. You want to take 2 players who genuinely can finish in the top 5. That is within the realm of their outcomes. And big shout out to Ron Stewart. I know that you and I both really respect his work.
Yeah.
We've never talked to him at all, but definitely have a lot of respect for his work. And I saw a tweet back in July, and I saved it. It has a lot of great data on it. And basically, he tweeted out and said, where do 20 point per game running backs come from? Since 2015, we've had 21 such running backs. 67% were drafted in round 1, 19% in round 2, and only 3 running backs in rounds 3 plus hit on 20 plus points per game. Essentially, the takeaway is, what he says, takeaway, stacking up on running backs in rounds 3 to 7, hoping to win a league is foolish. Now, I might not say that exactly myself. Totally respect Ron, because I do think you can win leagues by doing a 0 RB. I'm sure, for sure, there are people last year who hit on late round running backs. That was possible. So again, I think you can win with a 0 RB strategy, but I think you're doing yourself a favor and giving yourself a higher percentage chance when you do the double hero RB, when you stack up on 2 elite guys. Okay. And history has shown to prove that. So with the double hero RB, again, you stack 2 really elite upside running backs in round 1 to 2. Then you avoid the running back dead zone, as Ron pointed out there. That running back dead zone is really rounds 3 to 8, kind of around that territory.
Okay.
Right? So you want to avoid that dead zone. And then you smash on wide receivers from rounds 3 to 8 or so. Now, it's important to be flexible with these kind of strategies. Maybe you grab a single, like one of these single positions, a tight end, a quarterback, if there's an elite guy that kind of falls if you want to. I'm going to be a big advocate of not going quarterback, but if one of these elite tight ends falls,
you can definitely take him for sure.
It's okay to be flexible, okay?
Yeah.
And again, shout out to Ron, who provided some more great information on wide receiver success in rounds 3 to 8. He says, instead, we should be stocking up on wide receivers in that range. Since 2015, we've seen 20 wide receivers score 20 plus points per game. 6 of them have come in rounds 3 to 7. Again, at running back, we've only seen 1 of 21 in the same area, right? So you can kind of see rounds 3 to 7, a little bit higher of a success rate there. So you will see in a second, I'm going to show you a mock draft where I tried to accomplish this strat by hitting on wide receivers, again, in rounds 3 to 7.
Right.
But I just think it's really important to say this because strategy videos are hot right now. What you need to make sure that you do not do is stick so rigidly to a strategy that there's no flexibility. You can't modify it. You're like, oh my God, I love this player, but it's not the right round. And it's okay to be flexible in these scenarios, okay? Like if Diggs, Adams, Kelsey, Andrews, if they fall in a position where you're like, how are they there? Oh, well, sure. I need to take this position instead. It's okay to be flexible, guys. It's okay to read the board, let the board fall to you. And personally, Badaki, I personally believe that this is the most important when you're preparing for a strategy. I don't think that there's more important information to hear than this.
Okay.
Do not draft with bots.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
It is pointless. It truly is pointless. Okay. ADP, yes, ADP is okay. Most sites are faulted with ADP.
Yeah.
You're gonna draft with bots on Sleeper, on Fantasy Pros, wherever it is, and it's gonna fall beautifully for you. You're like, oh my goodness, look at this. I know exactly what's happening. Always draft with real human beings, okay? Because it is pointless to try these strategies with robots, because you're not drafting with robots. You're not drafting with bots. You're not
100%.
drafting with computers. You're drafting with real human beings. Mock with us, okay? We do 4 to 5 mock drafts a week on our redraft channel.
Join our
And
Discord.
you can join our Discord. The link in the description. We allow people in. Mock with the people in our Discord. If you join our Discord, send out links to do mock drafts. You know, it will fill up. Find a community to do strategies with if it's not ours. But please, just don't waste your time by trying these strategies on bots, because you're going to be able to do the strategy, but you want a challenge. You want to actually put yourself in a real draft scenario.
Agreed.
And sometimes best ball is a good, place to try that. But again, mock drafts with us or any community is good as well. So that's why I'm showing you a mock draft from our community, all real people in our Discord. And I didn't say anything about this strategy before I tried it, because I wanted to see if I was going to enter a draft, how could I accomplish this with all real people around me, real scenarios, people drafting players that they like. So let's take a look at the draft board and see how I executed this. And, so at the 110, Najee Harris falls to me. I was ideally hoping for Dalvin Cook there, Austin Eckler sometimes, but to be fair, at the 110, I think I was dreaming a little bit to expect those 2 running backs to fall to me.
Right.
Half PPR, it depends on where you are and, what format maybe you target other players. But Najee Harris at the 110, my running back 6 this year. Safe to say he has top 5 upside. I mean, finishes a top 3 running back last year.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, complete workload guy. He can get the work in the ground and the air for sure.
Exactly, yeah.
100%.
And then we look at the 203, my RB9. I know a lot of people are lower on Lenny Fournette than me. That's okay. But for me, I really love Leonard Fournette right now. And he probably doesn't go this high. You see Saquon after him, Aaron Jones after him, Nick Chubb, James Conner. I'm not huge on Aaron Jones this year. I understand a lot of you guys are, and that's okay. But I'm higher on Fournette than most people. So this was what I would have done. Take out Fournette. Put in Aaron Jones if that's who you wanted. Put in Saquon Barkley. But don't do guys like Nick Chubb. Don't do guys like, whose ceilings are potentially tapped by sharing a backfield or not getting work in the air. That's not what you want to do here. You really want to smash on 2 guys that truly do have top 5 upside. And when we look at Leonard Fournette, he was leading running backs in targets before he got injured. I mean, he would have led the league in running back targets if he had 100%. Not been injured as well. 4th in points per game last year. So, Chris Godwin's not there to start the year. AB's gone. Gronk's gone. I think Leonard Fournette's going to get a ton of work in the air. I know that Rachaad White's there, but what did Fournette do to lose that opportunity last year?
Exactly. And they're going to
I think Brady's going to target his dude.
Yeah, they're going to go for another Super Bowl here. So I think there's no doubt he's the workhorse for your team and their team.
Yeah. So then you look at the wide receivers I start to smash here from rounds 3 to 8. Now, look, again, be flexible here. If there's a running back that falls to you at some point, it's okay to get your 3rd running back. But for me, I really wanted to smash on these wide receivers and give myself plenty of opportunity to find values in that group. Michael Pittman at the 310. Sutton at the 4-3, DJ Moore, which if you know me, you're probably laughing right now seeing DJ Moore on my team. I'm not a big DJ Moore guy, but literally every other player fell that I wanted before DJ Moore, and there was no one on the board wide receiver wise that I wanted before him. So at least that brings me consistency at the position. So I went 3 guys that I feel like I can rely on from rounds 3 to 5. And then round 6 to 8, you're going to see me take shots on guys that I have a lot of hope for. Untapped upsides. Drake London, he could lead all rookies in targets. Look at Christian Kirk over there in Jacksonville. I personally believe that Christian Kirk's going to have a really good year. He's going to get a ton of opportunities. It would be hard for you to find a wide receiver with this many opportunities this late in a draft. And then Sky Moore, again, connected to a great offense. Unknown upside, unknown potential just yet. And then, Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let me ask you a question really fast, because one thing you said was that, you know, if a running back does fall to you in these rounds from 3 to 8, that you should be getting a wide receiver. Who is that running back that would have to fall in that
Yeah,
scenario to
it's a
say,
good
hey,
question.
like, because I think a lot of drafts will fall. Like, you know, let's say people aren't really high on Zeke. If Zeke can get there, if Travis Etienne is there, you
Well,
know.
let me use the 5'10" as an example, right? At the
Mm-hmm,
3'10", the 4'3", I was very excited to draft Michael Pittman and Cortland Sutton.
mm-hmm,
Very excited.
mm-hmm.
But at the 5'10", there, like, I saw DJ Moore. I knew I had to do it. But if there was a running back there that really enticed me, I might have modified my strategy there. But no, I'm not going to go A.J. Dillon, Damian Harris, Kareem Hunt, Clyde, Sanders,
Right.
Tony. Like, these guys don't have the upside I'm looking for. I need to stick to my strategy. But let's say at the 5'10", Josh Jacobs is there. I know a lot of people are low on him. I do see a lot of, hope in him. How about J.K. Dobbins? People maybe still worried about his injury.
Right. Okay.
Or let's say Monty or Etienne, which probably will not happen, but or Zeke falls because I feel like he's going to be reliable. Like,
Yeah, I
at
think
some
so as
point you
well. Yeah.
can modify it, but I feel like I kind of did stick to the T
Yeah,
of the strategy
100%.
here to show, which is
100%.
good.
And I think a lot of
But
people, like you said, with the flexibility, there's always gonna be that guy that falls. There's always
yeah,
gonna be a guy that's like, damn, how can I pass up on this?
sure.
How can I not take somebody in this area right now and then stick to a strategy? Like Zach said, be flexible. All about how your
Yeah.
draft board is gonna fall to you. But yeah, I definitely see it. Josh Jacobs, Zeke,
Yeah.
I like those guys. JK for sure.
Sure. A little disclaimer as well. So obviously round 9, 10 is where I smashed tight end and quarterback. I think in this strategy, you can go tight end early, but you're going to find it really hard to hit on wide receivers. So
Right.
I personally am advising to wait on tight end. Now, will TJ Hawkinson fall this far in your drafts? Probably not. But
Yeah.
to be honest, if TJ wasn't there, my pick would have been Zach Ertz. And I know you picked him here at the 10-7, but
Yeah.
I'm big on Zach Ertz this year. I have him ranked as a top 6 guy. So if it wasn't going to be TJ there, it would have been Zach Ertz. So understand that your boards, are going to fall a little bit differently. And also a disclaimer on these quarterbacks. The quarterbacks will go higher in your real drafts. The reason that the quarterbacks are going lower in our community is because we've been so vocal about doing late round quarterbacks this year. And most of our community agrees. So,
Mm-hmm.
Anticipate Allen and Herbert, Jackson, Mahomes, these guys to go rounds 2, 3. Just everyone's rounds should move up a couple rounds. So if I didn't hit on Dak Prescott here, give me Matt Stafford. Give me Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Like, whoever's going to be there in the
100%.
10th round, I'm always smashing my quarterbacks in the 10th round. I'm not going to go earlier than the 10th round. That is where in a one quarterback league, I will be taking a quarterback because there's genuinely 12 to 15 quarterbacks I'm okay being my quarterback 1 this year in fantasy.
Yeah.
So, and then again, 11 to 15, smash handcuffs and smash upside,
100%.
right? I'm looking at Darrell Henderson. I've been very vocal that I don't think Akers is only going to be the dude here. Like, I think Henderson will be a part of that backfield. So again, I'm looking for players who are in backfields, in split opportunities. I grab J.D. McKissick. I grab Brian Robinson. If an injury happens to Gibson, which is not uncommon, I love him. I got 2 guys that I could start at some point for sure in that
100%.
offense.
100%.
Marlon Mack, maybe he shares the backfield. So, and then I hit on Tyquan Thornton late, just a guy that I like, high draft capital, have liked the reports out of camp. And if he hits, he hits. If he doesn't, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
The other thing you have to keep in mind is we didn't finish our draft here. So
Yeah.
in your drafts,
so much.
there's more opportunities to hit on late round guys. But that's how I'm going to approach most drafts. Hit heavy on running backs early, smash those wide receivers in the running back dead zone, then go tight end, then go quarterback, and then, try and find some handcuffs. Really, these 4 players that I drafted here, Henderson, McKissick, Mack, Robinson, I'm not looking for one of these guys to finish top 12. I'm looking for them to be upside players with potential to be top 24.
Yeah.
If situations go right. I just need one of these guys to be a running back too.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even have to be on a weekly basis. It just has to be at some point when I need them.
Agreed.
I really love this strategy. This is the strategy I'm going to be using And in half PPR, I feel like you need to use this strategy. In PPR, in PPR, I understand going wide receivers a little bit earlier, but in half PPR, I really feel like this is the strategy you need to use. You don't have as big of an advantage with the receptions that the wide receivers are going to provide you. Right. So this is the strategy I'm going to be using a lot. I think it's going to win a lot of leagues. Obviously, if your running backs get injured, you can't really predict that, but you can't predict any running back on this board getting injured or not. So this is the strat I'm going to use. It's
definitely a good strategy. And like you said, the wide receivers are so deep this year. They fall like getting Sky at the 8-3. You see Jahan Dotson at the 10-6 there. There's so many good value. Julio Jones at the 10-10, guys that could definitely contribute. There's a whole range of these guys in different values and different ways that wide receivers feel like they're just going to be forever in this year's draft. So, to get your 2 anchor RBs there and then just sit and just take whoever is the best available wide receiver or whoever you believe in there for, 5 to 6 rounds, I think is great. So, I really like the strategy.
Yeah. And, obviously this could look better if certain players fall differently. I really love the value of Sutton. I was thinking about going Allen Robinson there. But if DJ Moore, no hate, don't disrespect to DJ Moore, but if, players fell differently, it could look even better and could look worse depending on how your board goes. So
could definitely.
Be flexible, try these strategies. Why don't you let us know in the comments below what strategy you are rocking with this year? Let us know.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLandFam.